Hello everyone, this is Ruined Mindset here with another playthrough of Oxygen Not Included. I wanted to try something a bit different this time. I have been just streaming and making videos out of the streams, and I wanted to try some more short form content. And I figured, since there's a lot of new people coming into Oxygen Not Included that might not really want to buy the DLCs yet, that what I would do is I would just play a base game run of Oxygen Not Included. No mods. I have none of my mods activated. All of them are off. Just a base game playthrough with nothing else. I know these are still showing bionics, but we're not going to use any bionic dupes. We're not going to use the aquatic planet pack or the prehistoric or the frosty. And if we're offered anything in the printer pod, we're just not going to take it. And what we're going to try to do here is just kind of give a rundown in a short form content type of way, 30-45 minutes worth of just a couple cycles of me kind of explaining what's going on, what we need to be thinking about. And as we get further in the run, of course, there'll be a bit of time skips or fast forwarding to when tasks are actually completed. But I'm just going to start with the basic Terra asteroid, nothing else. There's no I'm going to deactivate all of these DLC contents. We don't want any of them on here. We just want pure base game stuff. And if I'm not mistaken, I think all of this is base game. I don't know if... I don't think any of these are considered not base game. I think they're all on here. And of course, with Terra, you don't get any additional world traits. The world is set up so that you can kind of do what you need to do. And this is not spaced out, so we're not going to have to worry about the going into space and going to different planetoids and stuff like that. So we won't have to worry about things along those lines either. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. It's pretty simple. I still, just like when I was doing my aquatic run, and I'm still doing that currently, I'm just editing videos right now. Just like in that run, I do want to do all of the achievements. I think it's a great way to give yourself something to work towards and give you a little bit of extra challenge. Now, I know with new people coming in, you might not want to give yourself that challenge quite yet, because you're just starting off, and it is a pain in the butt to do things like carnivore and locavore when you don't really know what you're doing quite yet anyway. But we're gonna get our basics. We're gonna want a digger. Oh, I love the triple here. Decreased calories isn't a super big deal. It does suck a little bit if we're going for locavore and carnivore, just because our food's gonna run out faster and we're going to struggle a little bit more early on, but that's okay. I mean, they have 3 things that they're great at, or that they're good at, and like supplying and digging by themselves are good qualities. We want a researcher. I think I'll roll a couple times for this, because one, I don't really want a destructive dupe, just in case we get a little nastiness going on with them getting upset. We could just do the single. This is perfectly fine. They have a lot of science. They'll research fast. So we should be able to knock out the levels in researching really quickly. And the last thing that I want, most of the time, if you're not going for all of the achievements and you're not going for carnivore and locavore, you can just start with, I would start with an operator or a builder. The thing about an operator is you're going to be able to get mechatronics engineering up faster, or with a builder, you're building things faster. Everything in Oxygen Not Included needs to be built, and having somebody who can build things at Mach 9 just is fantastic. Now, but I want to go and I want a rancher, and I want to roll him just a little bit. Let's see if we can get a little bit more stuff. Ranching, digging, building, that's not bad. He's got early bird. Allergies isn't great for somebody who's going to be ranching and probably doing farming. So we'll roll a couple times there. This is fine. Ranching and supplying, great. Having a bit of extra strength so that they have extra tidying speed and extra carrying capacity is fantastic, especially when you're wanting them to move things back and forth early on. I mean, and even late game. So we're going to call this planetoid back to the basics. Oh, that's not right. Back to the basics, because this is just a basic Terra playthrough. It shouldn't be anything too crazy, anything too difficult. We should just be able to get started right on it and get going. I've awoken to the target location, but colonization efforts have already hit a hitch. I was supposed to land on the surface, but became trapped many miles underground instead. Although the conditions are not ideal, which is not true, we're on Terra, so it's pretty ideal. It's imperative that I establish a colony here and begin mounting efforts to escape. So my goal here in this playthrough is to get all of the achievements for the printing pod. So your 200 cycles, your maintain 16 morale, you having at least 12 dupes, and or printing 12 dupes. I think you have to have, oh no, okay, so it does count the 3 initially. Great. For some reason I thought it was 15, you just had to print 12, but I was wrong. Cool. And then building the Great Monument. We can go ahead and do that. It doesn't matter on here because since it's not spaced out, you don't have to worry about databanks, if I'm not mistaken. You don't have to worry about databanks, and you don't have to worry about radiation. So you don't have the radiation, and you don't have the databanks, so you don't even have to worry about those extra forms of research, those extra trees of the research. We're going to get started here. It's going to be the normal. Dig out a little bit. We're going to keep this tile. We're going to keep all of the plants we can, because I do want to do locavore and carnivore. I'll start it slow so we can get it planned out. So this currently is 8 tiles. I kind of want this to be 16 to 20 tiles initially, because I'll have them come up. And so I'll have them do that right there. And then what I would do, and we are going to want to get started on the toilets as soon as possible, because we do not want anybody to use the bathroom on the first day. So we want to give us a little bit of a lip, then a door. All right. So we don't really need these extra little tutorial pop-ups. They are helpful if you need to watch them and, you know, study. We already have a little hatch here, which is great. Usually on Terra, you start with hatches. You start with your shine bugs. You've got a bunch of muckroot around. And the muckroot doesn't expire, so once you dig it up, it just lasts as long as you would need it to. You've got slime biomes on the outside here. Now we can't dig through this granite yet because we don't have the digging for it, but we'll get there. We are going to want to make our way over here to either this water pool or down here to this one. Want to dig all that. We want this done before we want anything else done, just for the simple fact that we do not want them using the bathroom. What I will do is I will We're not super worried about having these doors in quite yet. We are knocking out this sand, which is okay. Oh, we found another hatch. I am going to speed it up a bit, try to get some of this done. If we can get this outhouse built, it'll be fantastic. I know we don't have water yet, so we can't use the wash basin, but that's okay. Just want the toilet made right now. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. What we'll probably do is we'll probably put a bedroom on top of this. I mean, if we can get the other ones built, that's fantastic. If not, it is absolutely okay, because we've already we've gotten what we wanted to do on the first day done already. So we have 2 toilets, so we shouldn't have any problems with our dupes peeing in the good water or anything along those lines. We'll get all this built out and everything. And what I will come over here. Oh, great job. There we go. Just eating muckroot off the ground, that's fine. Perfectly fine. We do want that dug up. And we don't have any shine bugs in here, so we shouldn't have any problems with our dupes being woken up by the light of the shine bugs, thankfully, because that can be a little bit of a stress early on in the game with your duplicants being woken up. Now, they will still have sore back after sleeping on the ground, but if I'm not mistaken, I think it's only a -1. Yeah, it's only a -1 to athletics, so they will be okay. Don't need any more than that right now. We do have a lot of things going right now, which we probably shouldn't have quite this many things going with the dupes, but it's okay. I mean, they will be okay. I would actually prefer not to put this here, and I will put this here. Oh, we are out of metals. Not great. That's okay. There's a bunch right here once we start digging. Got a cat screaming in the background. Alright, we've got all our beds done, so we don't have to worry about toilets or beds being a problem. You know what I can do is I can come over here. We'll pop this bad boy right here. They will get little wet feetsies, but it'll be okay. I know it's a long wire, but what we'll end up doing is we'll probably end up putting the secondary station here and then closing it off. We want to get research going pretty much as quickly as possible. I do wish it created auto dig errands as any time that you covered your own building. That would make a ton of sense. That's not quite how it goes, and that's okay. We are done with day 2, which not, you know, we don't have research up yet. We don't have research up yet. We don't have any skill points or anything along those lines. We'll get research up next cycle, which will be great for us. One of them we didn't finish this. Shoot. That's okay. So one of them does have to sleep on the ground. Poor Liera does have to sleep on the ground. But that's okay. We do still have plenty of food. We have muckroot and nutrient bars. And we'll probably get more muckroot as we continue to dig. It shouldn't be a problem. There's a ton of it. There's a ton of it just on the map. Of course, yeah, they finish it immediately after waking up. Liera she got kind of screwed over there, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and push into the supercomputer research. We will have water from this, which would be great. I want to set all these to the left. All right. I like to build in 4s, in rows of 4. I know a lot of people like to build in rows of 4. Some people do it in 7, which is also fine. Because your dupes can build... This is only 3. Aha, I messed up already. That is completely fine. You will want to go ahead and get started with digging down. With Terra, you should have plenty of basically anything you need for your run. We have lots of water. We'll have geysers. If this was spaced out, I could look at the star map, but it's not. So we can't look at the star map or anything like that. Our poor little hatches are getting kind of put into the ground here. I would love a pipsqueak. Getting a pipsqueak early on, or getting a pip early on, is fantastic. Because any of these seeds that are sitting on the ground or anything can be planted by the pip. And the pip is going to mess itself up. Wonderful. Good job, Pip. That is okay. That is absolutely okay. What I'll do is I will go ahead and set up an oxygen diffuser here. Go ahead and get a couple of these things researched. I know that we can't do the farming because of locavore right now, but that's okay. We will want ranching, and we'll want all of this stuff. So we will go ahead and start getting it researched, and then after that, I will probably go ahead and get plumbing research, because plumbing is really important for us. Where did my pip go? Uh-oh. Did you get buried by something? Tiny pip? Where is the tiny pip? Oh, there he is. I'm just completely missing. Oopsie poopsie. So guys just love running around everywhere. And that's not a terrible thing. to go ahead and grab the supercomputer. What I'll do is I'll put the supercomputer beside the printing pod. That way we can, that way it gets the light buff. And then what we can do is we can actually close this in. Give us a bit of a speed up on our research. If I'm not mistaken, the speed up with the research comes with a bit more efficiency as well. Alright, baby boy, I need you to run up here and grab one of these mealwood seeds and plant it. Do want to go ahead and make sure we're able to harvest all of this stuff. I don't have the zoom out mod active because I didn't want to do any of the mods. Just because most people, when they play their first playthrough, they are not going to have, they're not going to have any mods. They're just going to play base game. I mean, that's what I did my first playthrough. Like I said, I think that's what most people do their first playthrough, is they just play base. And I think that's perfectly fine. I think that's what you probably should do, just to get a feel for the game. I keep doing that. I promise I'm okay at math. We will want to make sure that we have a... How big is a micro mushroom? Micro mushroom is 2, electric bill is 1. We want to make sure these things get built. We don't have anybody with the cooking skill yet, and we don't have anybody with the advanced research skill yet. And that's okay. He'll complete this basic research, and then we can move to something else until we can get the that skill. We're almost there anyway. Everyone almost has their first skill, we're just not quite there. So, and if you don't know, duplicants do consume, they consume 1,000 kilocalories per cycle. So we have about 5 cycles left if we keep the 3 dupes. We have, you know, of course, even less if we get another dupe. Now, like I said, as we dig, we will probably have more that we'll discover. And if our little pipsqueak, you know, starts feeling good about himself, hopefully we can get him to start planting us some mealwood seeds. And then, of course, we have a bunch of other food available as well. Food and seeds. Now, like I said, because of the locavore and the carnivore, you know, oh, whoops, I don't know why I did that. It does restrict us a little bit to where we can't plant with locavore, and we have to eat meat with carnivore. 400,000 on both. But the carnivore is time constrained, where it's by cycle 100, which is a pretty important time constraint. And then the locavore is just 400,000 before you can plant anything. And planting things is pretty important. Generally, if you're doing a first playthrough, you're going to want to plant things. It's usually going to be mealwood, and with the mealwood gives you, when it's domesticated, the mealwood essentially gives you 200 kilocalories per cycle. So you need 5 per dupe in order to keep going. And that doesn't count the lice loaf that you get from the micro musher. So after processing it, there's a mealwood seed. Watch him plant the blossom seed and it not do anything for me. Give you plenty of space to run around and plant stuff. I also would generally play with pip overlay on, just so I can kind of see where the pips are going to plant, where the pips can plant, and you can kind of determine where they plant yourself as well. Hey, don't need all my sandstone. We are dropping a lot of CO2 down here, which is okay. As long as our main area is oxygenated, we can have a bit of a CO2 sink. And it's not gonna hurt anything. So I don't know if the babies actually plant or if it's only the adults that plant. I'm not really sure. This is not a room right now, which is not great. We want this to be a room. And what I'll do is I'll change this research to something we can research until we get the, just until we're able to get the skill points needed. I would generally have 4 dupes here, just because I usually take a dupe that first printing pod. But I mean, Pip is too good to Pipsqueak's too good to pass up, if I'm honest. Like, the potential for getting a lot of wild plants is just incredible. Oh, look at him, he's so cute, all curled up in a ball. We have a ton of hatches over here, which is great. We will want as many hatches as the game will give us. There is our first skill point. So let's see. We're going to go ahead and give Liera improved farming, and then we'll give her ranching afterwards. We want to give... Let's see. This is Meemaw, right? Yeah. We want to give Meemaw hard digging first, so we can get through granite, which we'll need. Then we can do abyssalite, and then we can do diamond and obsidian. And then we can also go ahead and grab that advanced researching perk. Alright. So now we have a laboratory, a latrine, and a barracks. So we'll have a bonus to the research speed here. And then we'll have a morale boost from this and this. And we have mess tables and a water cooler. So we could use those if we wanted to. I have to get meal lice in order to make that active, and that's okay. Yeah, the little guy doesn't have any arbor trees or anything that he can eat. And the funny thing is, this is triple speed. I play almost exclusively with triple speed on, just because sometimes going at single speed is just too slow for me. And that's just me, honestly. Like that's just me. Like some people like the single speed. Alright, so we have that research done. I want to go ahead and grab... I'm actually going to grab this guy. He is a cooker, and we will want cooking probably as quickly as possible. So we'll pop the cooking so that the second that we get The second that we get mushrooms, the second that we get meat, anything along those lines, we'll be able to use it for barbecue. We'll be able to use this for lice loaf as soon as we get it. Just all of those things we will need, and we will need them, you know, decently quickly. Have some morb. Go ahead and start getting more of that research done. Let's see. I will get this in a little bit. I don't quite need it yet. I do want to go ahead and start looking at like this. We can get our infinite single tile storage done. We do want to start looking at air systems so that we can get our electrolyzers online, because oxygen, you know, it's not initially included. So we do have to make sure that we have plenty of oxygen and things like that. I do want to get toilets in. This is a huge buff to morale, and also it produces you more water. You get more water out of this than is put in. So it's just overall really good for us. Now, I do believe we don't. Okay, so I thought we had an early bird dupe, but I guess I rolled past it in the beginning. Do I need to do that? I don't think I need to do that, but I might need to. I think we can get there no problem, but... What do you got, little guy? How old are you? See, this stuff never expires, but it's only 800 kilocalorie per pop. So not a huge amount. This is a very awkwardly shaped water pool. I do want to keep the toilet pool separate from the regular pool. This is at 94. Would really like the pip to plant more stuff. I'll mop this. I don't know if that causes the pip to have problems or not. I'm actually just going to cancel these, just for now, because we don't really need to go down further. And if the pip decides to pick these up, he can plant it anywhere here. Though he has not decided to do any of that quite yet, and that's okay. There's not a lot of food around us, sadly. Oh, my bad. We'll go ahead and get this in. And then I will want one pot here, here, and then 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. Just get this first little area all set up. So we'll have a mess hall, we'll have our barracks, which is not a barracks right now because of this tile being broken. We'll have our latrine, and we'll have our laboratory, which is a good start. This is a good start for your beginning setup. We do have these food pieces made here. So the second we get meal lice, which should be here in a second, and we can always make mush bars if we need them. And then the second we get fried mushrooms, or we get or we get meat, we can turn it into barbecue. So it just sets us up to be able to take care of those things. I want that as a 7, I want that as a 7, so that we always do the food first. I don't really want us eating the meal lice by itself. If I'm not mistaken, we should be able to... We need 2, I think we need 2 of the meal lice in order to make a lice loaf. Yeah, we do. That's okay, this is a 73. And hopefully our little boy here will start planting soon. That'll be nice. Oh, we have found another hatch, which is fantastic. That is 4, I think? Let's see. I think that's 4. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5. Wow. That's 5 hatches already. That's almost an entire ranch of hatches. Which is fantastic for us. That'll allow us to... That'll get us even closer to where we need to be. We are up to 19,000 kilocalories, which is almost 5 cycles worth of food right now. They're just kind of digging and clearing out this area. Nothing too crazy. Keep this here. I am afraid that this will break that, but it should be okay. I want these built so that our rooms are actual rooms. No, they didn't finish it. That's okay. We'll do one more cycle and hopefully get all these finished. We want these rooms to be actual rooms because it gives us our morale bonus. It gives us our research speed. Other than these right now, there's not a whole lot of other rooms specifically that you're going to be able to do that's going to allow you to really do anything. You can get your greenhouses up, which is planted food with a farm station, and you can get a couple stables up with the ranching stations. However, getting them up doesn't really do anything unless you have a farmer and a rancher. And also it kills locavore if you do these, or if you do your it kills locavore if you do the greenhouse right now. So you don't really want to do that. We actually don't want these disinfected. Because they're going to wash their hands going back this way anyway, so we shouldn't have to worry about that. There we go. Alright. There's that last room done. So we have a mess hall in now. I don't believe we're nowhere close to getting this next skill point. We're about halfway there with like Travaldo, but he has a bonus to his skill point gain because of his science. Our Liera, who we need for the ranching, she still has quite a ways to go, but that's okay. We'll get her there. But what I can do is I can kind of... Okay, don't actually build that. I will pop down here and I'll grab some more of this food. Should I break that? Sure, it'll be fine. It's okay if this water ends up falling down. It's not gonna really hurt anything. We'll just have to relocate our stuff. Actually, let's not. Let's keep it there, just in case. And what I can do... I will build another level here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this level quite yet, but... we'll go ahead and get it dug out. Spread some of the CO2, spread some of the oxygen. Let's see, can we get another dupe here? We do have 20,000 kilocalories, but that is not a lot of food, if I'm completely honest. This will be here in just a little bit. Hopefully this pip will actually start planting some stuff, which will be huge for us. I do think... oh man, it's a quick learner though. I'm gonna grab the supplying and decorating quick learner. They have trouble doing construction errands, and that's okay. And if I'm not mistaken, unconstructive is just... oh, they can't do building errands. Okay, well that's not great, but it's okay, they can still dig. The non-digging ones are the dupes that I have the most trouble with because they get themselves in bad spots, and then they can't get out. Like, if they can't build, it's fine, you know, as long as they can dig their way out. Don't want to dig out too much space because our oxygen does have to spread in all of the space that I dig out. And we do want to change, we do want to create a new schedule. I usually tab 3 backwards, or 4, tab 4, so that if we get a night dupe, we have them working on the nighttime, and if we get a day dupe, they're also working in the daytime as well. Ah, my boy has planted 2 things. Nice. Wonderful. The extra plants from this pip are probably going to be our saving grace in terms of this run. I do want to put a... let's see, we have our thing all the way up here. Should probably get more of this dug out so that he can have more space to plant, but it should be okay. Uproot that. I actually want to do a thing of... no, he did it again. It's okay. I want this to be specifically briar seeds, because we don't actually want him planting the briar seeds. Because it's just a waste of a plant. There's just not really any point in him grabbing the briar seeds. We want him grabbing the mealwood, we want him grabbing the blossom seeds, because even the blossom seeds we can put a light on it and it's perfectly fine. Alright. Well, this has been it for the first episode of the Basics run. We have a couple rooms set up. Look at how beautiful that little rainbow of colors is. We have a water source. We will hopefully upgrade these bathrooms next episode. We have a little bit of oxygen going. Our algae on this planetoid stays pretty high. We still have 6 tons of it right now. That will be transitioned here, if not next episode, in a couple episodes, to being based off of the water. So that's it for this. That's it for the first episode. Hopefully you've learned a little bit. Hopefully it has, hopefully it's helped you to kind of start your own game and see where you need to be, in the beginning. We'll hopefully get these hatches starting to ranch. We're not quite there with the give you improved carrying. We're not quite there with Liera getting her ranching yet, but she's halfway there. So we will get there. We'll get there next episode, and then we can start working on carnivore. We do have a bunch of muckroot. We will have some mealwood growing. And if push comes to shove, we can take out a couple of these hatches and use them for barbecue. I don't want to, but this guy is going to lay an egg here in a cycle and a half, and after he lays an egg, he's not going to lay another one before he reaches age 100 anyway. So, I mean, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But yeah, that'll be it for this episode. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.